if somebody would be offering you that, you do not have to pay any course fee, nothing, you just learn it and get through the interview, we will prepare you everything, and the minimum package would be 7.5, then you will also think.
Welcome to everyone. The new podcast with the Shell, the data analyst, and the knowledgeable experience person.
First of all, thank you so much for having me here, and I thank you all the viewers and the people who would be getting the knowledge from this particular podcast. So my name is Shell, and currently I have shifted from non-IT to IT, and I do have an experience into non-IT. It's like almost 7 years, but I do possess the career gap of more than 6 years, 7 years. So you can see that my journey is quite long. And recently, I am working with Experian as a reporting analyst, and where the challenges and everything, whatever I'm working, it's quite fun for me because I have learned all those things during my learning curve. So practically implementing my knowledge into my real world would always give me a little bit hike and the kick to pursue more.
Thank you so much, Shell, for your introduction. Viewers want to know non-IT background and career gap. What motivate you to pursue skills as a data analyst?
All right. So if I go back, rewind back to my the past. So I'll start after my completion of the school, that is in 2006, where I got an opportunity because I wanted to go into army in 2006. My parents did not allow during that time. So I opt doing something different out of my education. So I opted for air hostess, where I had taken training, but because of my physical non-acceptance of those challenges, I was being appointed for the ground staff and all. But that was the thing which was not making me or giving me challenges to work. You should be always motivated to work and go get up next morning and move. But I did not find that kind of a thing. Then somebody asked me to go for the MNCs. That time MNCs were quite new for me, and I'm talking way back in 2007. So it had happened that I landed in one of the job with Wipro in Hyderabad, and they were starting their new pilot batch of quality analyst. I did not have any clue what was it. It just needed your communication, your whether you would be able to adapt to that environment or not, and the basic technical knowledge, where it was much more feasible for us because instead of Hindi, I had taken computers in my schooling days because Hindi
Wow.
was quite tough for me. And uh, so through that, I went inside the Wipro and I understood what is a culture of corporate there. I worked for 4 years, very good years of my life. And post that, it had happened that my parents again gave me a call back. You need to come back, you need to settle in your life, because
Yes.
the definition of parents are different of settlement.
Yes.
And I went back, and it did not work as my parents planning. So for the year 2000 and 12, 13, 14, I was ideal. There was nothing to do in my hometown because Raipur, if somebody have heard about it, it's in Chhattisgarh.
Yeah,
So we
Chhattisgarh.
do not have MNCs over there. So we do have a good industries, but not
Yeah.
in MNCs.
Mm.
I was having clueless options over there. Then, I learned stitching for an year. Nobody will believe that stitching can be also done in 1 year. Like, I had done it patiently. It was a curiosity for me to meet people.
Yeah.
That's it. And teaching them creativity. And my trainer who was teaching me this thing, she told me, you have a very good hands in your creativity, why don't you go for the fashion designing? Then I did 2 years of fashion designing because she motivated
Yes.
me to pursue that journey. I thought I that is something I am made for. I started doing it with very dedication, everything, creativity, any fashion update, I was into that. Then I got an offer from one of the very renowned university in Raipur, that is Kalinga University, as
Mm.
a fashion designing assistant professor. I was
Nice.
having a good batch over there, interesting people, learning, into the environment of what we call the university and the college, because
Mm.
I never got an opportunity to go to college. I
Yeah.
pursued my distance education only. And then it gave me a very good exposure to interact with students, to different hierarchy people and all. And within 1 month, they saw some or the other curiosity or the talent in me. They offered me a new department that is called international students coordinator department. Again, there was no clue in my mind what is that. So they gave me certain files stating that these are the files you need to get updated. Your training will start only for 4 to 5 days. And I got that training with the government portals, and how many people, government officials, I have to interact with, especially police officers, FRO
Wow.
people and all. So that was a quite challenging, but yes, as I told you, always I love challenging roles, and that is how I spent my golden 3 years, I would say, with Kalinga University. And then I thought, let me give little more challenges to myself, and then COVID hit. And it
Yeah.
is the year of, yeah, 2020, 2020, where I already left Kalinga, and I was at home, doing
Mhm.
nothing. But I got some or the other freelancing options, at home, for communication trainer and all. So I was working into it, and through that also I got very good friends online. And then MET University came in my life, and I got an offer as academic, programming officer over there. That was again a very interesting role for me, because wherever I have landed, I have always found something new, means it is always
Yeah.
attractive to me. I started working with people, the doctorates, especially knowledgeable
Mhm.
people around me, and there I got an inspiration. Now the journey started there. And it started in the year of 2022, when
Mhm.
somebody told me, you have a good, talent, you can go into IT and all those things. I never took it that seriously, but later on, yeah, the now it is all history. But yeah, that is something, ice breaking time, where I have got interest into data analyst.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
people wants to know like where did you learn courses or like where did you get the knowledge about this?
Yeah. So I'll tell you, before landing into data analyst, I faced one of the scam. And I was a part, I was, victim of one of the scandal. And it was a very, deprived part, and I would say it has seriously broken me from inside out. So when
Mm.
I was very much interested knowing about the data analyst course, and you will be finding there would be lot many courses available in YouTube. In fact, you will be finding that there are certain things which are, it will be giving you overwhelming things, that okay, everywhere you have got knowledge and internet is quite feasible for you to access. I have also landed in one of the institute that is based on, what we call Bangalore, and its name was Geek Learn Institute for, all data scientists and all. And I thought, let me give a try, because there was one tagline that is pay after placement.
Mm.
If somebody would be offering you that, you do not have to pay any course fee, nothing, you just learn it and get through the interview, we will prepare you everything, and the minimum package would be 7.5, then you will also think, okay, fine, I do not have to pay
Definitely,
right
definitely.
now. Yeah.
As per like middle class family belong like majority is belongs to middle class family, so they will definitely think,
Yeah.
okay, pay later, so it will a nice idea.
Yeah, exactly. That also gave me a hit, because in my hometown back down that time, I was not earning that much. Though
Mm.
I was associated with university, but in university, the professors are being paid good, not the admin people. So I was into admin, so not that kind of a thing. Only my pocket money and, few basic things were coming out of it. I thought, ki, okay, fine, this is a good option for me, pay after placement. And if I'm getting 7.5 lakh of package after learning it, it is well and good, right? It will be,
Mm.
restart. Let me give a
Yeah.
chance. That what I joined the institute, and they had created that kind of a fuzz. if you want something, no, they will it creates that kind of first. The people were quite trained into them, into those institute, and they will call you very impulsively stating, oh, I have sent you certain link, click on it, or send me the video of your Aadhaar card or PAN card
Mhm.
immediately. And that has given me, okay, fine, no problem, because I was getting that intuitions, okay, something good is happening, something different is happening, let me go ahead and
Mhm.
try. And the classes have started. The classes started, it went for a month or 1.5 months of only statistics. Though I belong to commerce background, so I had a statistics in my education, so it was a quite
Mhm.
easy for me to understand. We had an assignments and all those things. We gone through it, and it was like making us feel, okay, fine, things are going very smoothly, very professionally, and and then after they gave a break of another 1 month, one and a
Mhm.
half months, 2 months, those breaks were there. And after that they started with Python with one of the very renowned faculty, and the faculty was genuinely very good, how to teach and everything. But at the same time he was also frustrated with the this institute for some or the other reasons. So he said that he would be leaving the institute, and we got certain kind of an news in the air stating that the institute is running away or they are getting close and all. Though we did not mind it so much, we thought, okay, fine, we haven't paid any money to them, right? So that was there in our mind. And then I got to understand, after few days, after few months, we started getting notice from Aditya Birla Finance. And that actually strive us that how we have been, been a part of that scandal. That the institute has taken all our details, made us sign on certain documents stating that is been, calculated after you get placed. And they have taken entire money because there was one very small clause inside it that money can be dispersed to the third party as well. And we have clicked on that particular link, it is a confirmation for the finance company. So per student,
Very
if
bad.
I'll tell you, there were almost 2000, more than 2000 students into it, and they all got scammed. Per student 3 lakh rupee, how it would be.
Oh,
And
seriously.
yeah, and that duration was completely, everybody in my group also, they were having a plan that, okay, fine, we'll pay the money at once, our CIBIL rate would be there, it would be
Mhm.
affected and all. There are certain, I know certain people, they were from village of MP, okay, the
Mhm.
girls. They said, they called me up one day, and they told me, Didi, we are from very humble background, we do not have any amount, we joined
Mhm.
it because we thought this way, what could be the solution.
Yeah.
I was having in my mind, I did not inform my parents that I have been into this thing, and I wanted to give them surprise of doing
Yeah.
something new, but it got shocked for me,
Yeah.
right? So I was also trying to come out of the situation. However, I have a very good circle in Raipur as well. I met my few CA people, few legal
Mhm.
people. They advised me, do not get panic in this situation. There are certain options to come out.
Yeah.
So we gave we what we did. We all the students, we made a group. We asked one of the students who was in Bangalore itself. We asked them to go to visit to the institute, get the photographs and everything, go to police station, write, and help them to write the FIR and
Mhm.
everything. And that police, I would seriously tell you that police officer, they have supported us so good, that
Mhm.
entire India students were there. They have sent the docket with the same FIR. The police officers taken that particular steps and arrested those people.
Great. Great.
Yeah. And then after those things, it has happened that it came into media, news, Economic Times, and everywhere.
Mhm.
And even Aditya Birla Finance has given us a NOC. It was full of stress. We were not getting. There were so many, countless sleepless days where I was just thinking, shall I sell my ring? Shall I, take out
Oh
my
my
golds
God.
and all or something? Because breaking the trust of parents are something which you cannot take a risk of.
Yeah.
You can get back your money back, money, you can get back your ornaments, but breaking the trust of parents would be very risky. So I never
Yeah.
wanted that thing.
That's
And this
nice.
has happened. I started again into YouTube. This time I was very much particular not to give any money to anybody. And I left in March. I left MET. I did not have
Okay.
any source of income during that time.
Okay.
This scandal happened and got ended in the month of May. Okay, though our NOC we have received in the month of July, but yeah,
Mhm.
we were sure that something action is happening, so we were little relaxed. So from May 2023, I started again, and I found one of the course, that is Code Basics, where Dhaval sir, Hemanand sir, they were quite easy for me to understand. Yeah, it's a free
Okay.
source on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. And then I found little interest into it, and I got into it. And fortunately during that time they have landed their they launched their boot camp.
Boot camp.
And
Okay.
yeah, it was so good boot camp. I would say it was costing around 4,000 rupees, around 4,000, but the knowledge I have got of 4 lakh. They would be covering each and every part. If you go, if you're serious about your career, you cover everything, you do it genuinely. Nobody's watching you, but it is you who gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Definitely.
found that course so good that I developed my interest into Power BI. And I had taken a separate classes from one of the very like professional people for 4 months of only Power BI. Okay,
Mhm.
and with the project and everything I have done, so that gave me a very good knowledge on Power BI, that how the things work, how everything, and how to do the analysis. Apart from that, I would say you should not be only focusing on tools. Okay,
Okay.
there
Yes.
are certain things you need to work upon. You need to work upon lot many things apart from tools, like how to manage your manager, your hierarchies. That
Yes.
things also taught. You need to manage your professionalisms, you need to manage your communication, everything. That
Yeah.
is what I have gone through. I have done all grindings before landing to the any job.
So people want to know what strategy did you follow to get into the job? Now we are talking about the job and career. Like now, what is the your professional path for this?
So it's a very good thing that many people wants to know, and I would say that strategy which I have followed is very simple. First of all, what I always believe into is branding yourself. And branding, it is not about just showing your body or any content on the in the social media. Branding can also be by your knowledge, right? And LinkedIn is one of the platform which I have
True.
found. So I started with 600, and today it is like more than 17,000 in it's less than 1 year. And it is, I would say, the credit goes to Code Basics, because they have made us clear that whatever you learn, share with other people, because there are so many other as well in the society who are striving for this kind of a knowledge. And I started doing it, and the consistency was the best thing which I had done. Optimization of LinkedIn to my fullest, that I have done. So these are the first two things which I did and made my branding. Then come to
Okay.
my resume challenge project. Like I used to participate into the challenges. All right, and that challenges were not that which is your used cases. I used to participate on something very open data. All right, so I take out the data. I used to do my analysis, my own, like what is the thing that I am able to learn. And luckily, one of the challenge which I have participated from Code Basics itself, it was a Telangana growth analysis, which gave me one of the platform to make myself recognized. And
Amazing.
yeah, I stood third in that particular thing. But yeah, I'm so happy to share the platform with other people as well, because Telangana, as my first job was in Hyderabad, I always have a connect with the Hyderabad, because this land always appreciate me. Though I belong to the central part of India, but southern part is always a soft corner. And it had happened that when I got Telangana growth analysis, I started working onto it day and night. For 1.5 months, I started working. I took the personal survey, sent them the questionnaires, that what you feel that that should be improved, what are the sectors government are focusing, and everything, in and out. And that is how I posted my resume challenge and in the form of video. And I got an appreciation letter from the government of Telangana for the, the work I have done for them. So that is that one thing which gave me a good publicity. As I told you, the branding is always
Yeah,
important.
right.
Now, things comes is a Naukri optimization. So
Yeah.
Naukri is one of the thing where you search and hunt for the job. People do not know how to optimize it, and then they blame that they do not get calls. Right. So if there is one job, you would be finding thousands of applicants for it. So now HR would also be confused how to make your resume different from others, right? So better it is you who can work on it. So I follow certain strategies on learned from one of the person of his name is Aditya. He guides us into resume, how to create resume, how to optimize your Naukri and everything. So my resume, creation was so good. It is in one pager, ATS friendly. Though I had a gap, though I had a non-IT background, but it was portrayed in front of the HR as a professional of IT. Because what is the highlight thing into resume? You need to know where you are applying first. Fine. Secondly, what is the relevant project you have done for them? Those industry. So when you go ahead and highlight that, focus things on that and put all your key points into it, of course the ATS will take that thing. But many people, they think if they have a knowledge of 2 years 5 years, they will be having multiple pages. In fact, HR are nowadays, they are much more interested in one page. Even though if you have 10 years of experience, okay, maybe it can extend to 2 pages, but yeah, one pager is something which is much more relevant to the any HR, because they want you to speak more rather than only the page. Is one thing I have worked into my resume, Naukri, then LinkedIn. So this three things has worked tremendously. And the fourth thing which I will tell you, the optimization of my LinkedIn landed me to the freelancing project. And the freelancing project was in Hyderabad. So I got selected for the Power BI trainer.
Uh-huh.
And it was a CSR project by the companies, but yeah, it was a freelancing for me. So I gave training in Guru Nanak Institute of Technology in Hyderabad. I went to Ballari as well for Rao Bahadur Institute of Technology, where I have trained more than 100 students on Power BI. And during that thing only, I got a call for my interview where I currently working. So this is also I would say Hyderabad is always lucky for me.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I
Yeah.
would like to ask you that same path question, like what has been your experience of interviews or like outside of the company, means companies of outside of India, like how did you get it?
So here there are two stories I'm going to tell you. The first story, it's never your path starts with very smooth way, right? So one of my friend, he is also into one of the IT industry, into same field. He referred me to his company, and luckily the next day only I have to face that interview, and that was face to face interview. I went there with all confidence, but you know, because I haven't been to MNC for almost 12 years after Wipro. So after 2011, I never been to MNCs. 2024, when I was entering into the big firm, I was getting some kind of, the nervousness, which I never get for any big things. But I was getting that nervousness. My hands were numb. I was, little shivering. That is a fact. It had happened with me. It is all about the things I was getting anxiety. All right. When I entered into the office, my friend came to make me comfortable over there. Even the reception and everybody, they were, talking to me very nicely and all. They made me sit into one of the room of interview where they said that, the recruiter or the people will come to take the interview. Said, okay, fine. You won't believe, I started taking water, 2 glasses of water I've already consumed. Then I asked them for black coffee. One black coffee I already consumed. I asked for the second one because my anxiety was not getting down, and I was shaking myself. Like, it was very odd situation for me. Manager came and he had a very comfortable talk with me, and he told me that he already got to know many things about me from my friend. Now, his expectation towards me was quite high because my friend has already given all those, golden words to
Advice.
him. Exactly. Now, that also become a negative point for me because the expectation for that manager was very high. He started putting the questions and everything on me, and technical questions, I would say. So yeah, there was one of the in any tool, whatever you learn, there would be one or the two other tool you would not be so good, and he started with the same tool, the SQL. Where I haven't focused much. I was much more inclined towards Power BI. But I was able to answer out of 5 questions. I answered only three. Two questions were little analytical for me. I was unable to, catch the grip for those things. Then he came to this Power BI questions where I was able to manage it because he was talking about the practicality of those things. Okay. And as I was into only theory, I haven't got any exposures to practical. It became a little challenging for me to answer him, though I was knowing the answer, but I was not knowing the practicality of those implementations of those things. And then it became a chaos, and again I was had a very good talk with him. I shook hand and I came out. I then met my friends. I said I'm going back to my home because I know, I'm sure that this interview was not at all good. And because I was not able to accept that failure, entire morning till evening I was shut. And then later on, by evening, I found myself stating that, anything happens, it happens always for the good. I accepted that challenge. I made myself calm. I started working on SQL and everything. And I got another call from one of the recruiter stating that your profile has been shortlisted. Are you ready for the interview? And I gave the interview. Luckily, those interviewers were from UK. Okay. Yeah. So those people were quite impressed with my diversified background first. They did not ask me any technical things in the first round. They just asked me how comfortable you are with the tools. I told him I rated my, things what I have learned so far. They were very happy. 45 minutes that particular round was, and they appreciated my communication, my confidence level, and also my vision on looking into the things. And then the second round happened to be the technical round, and the people from the technical field, they had a little bit of queries regarding the Power BI. How will you deal with those things? So if the interview would land for, if I say 1 hour, 50% was for tool and 50% was mostly for your behavioral questions. So because they wanted somebody who had a good communication, who had people management skills, who can handle the interpersonal skills too. Because when the work is happening virtually, you need to have a very good understanding over the virtual things. They were looking all those things, and apart from that, my plus this my experience into non IT also added an advantage. So this is how my first job I landed into.
Nice, great, amazing. Means the viewers, whatever they are listening, they are definitely getting a great advice from you, like what to do, what not to do, where to go, and don't come into any scandal and like this. Okay, be
Yeah.
aware of these things. So, last, we would like to ask you, what is your tips for the viewers who is watching right now with your video? So, what would be the tip for them?
So first, I would say, whatever you are learning, try to implement during your projections, during your presentations, everything. Practice it more. All right. Learning would happen throughout your life, but it is very important to practice, first thing. Secondly, do not run what is going into the market because it is all overwhelming things. Just choose one thing, that what you want to do that time. All right. Always have a good mentor. Your choosing of mentor is very important, and whatever mentor is saying, follow them, because they have done something in your life. So something in their life, that is the reason they can guide you very well. All right. And a very important thing, that is when you are approaching somebody over the LinkedIn for referral, or maybe just connecting, or just to know about them or how to land the job and all, always be professional. Do not directly land to their calls, or if you are finding their personal number, do not directly call them, because it is seriously very annoying. I used to get these calls, and still I get those calls, and I always appreciate people. I always tell them, please drop a message in LinkedIn. Once I get free, I would definitely go through all my DMs and I reply them back. All right, if you are directly entering into their personal zone, it is not at all good. They're not going to entertain
True.
you. And the fourth and very important, always improve your communication, because people think that communication will not play such role, only tools will be. But I would definitely say my communication has given me that kind of a wings, that I had
Yeah.
raised my I had that kind of a power to ask my recruiter to raise their bar in terms of my salary. So that is something I would always say, that always improve your communication.
Yeah, thanks. And it's very, very helpful to the viewers. And thank you so much, Shell, for your valuable and quality time with us. And generally, next time we will definitely talking about this again. If the demands and comments are going into our like full of that the comment section, we will do another session definitely with you. More deeper and deeper knowledge about the like data analyst. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye